just want you to sit in your chair and go, hip hip hooray, for the Western press and the Western narrative. Regurgitating the same old, every single day, without the Please watch the first series, the first 2 episodes, the second series. Look at that.
Absolutely fascinating.
And it was the first time the Beatles had really stopped being semi-professional almost.
Oh yeah. Don't know whether they think worse then. To get on. Before I start, got to mention these. I'm awfully sorry. Got Patent Services. We sponsor all the podcasts, all the Frank Carlyle podcasts. Get them in. Just get them in. Don't struggle. Christmas coming up. Winter's setting in. Don't be going outside trying to paint sashes or anything. Get these in, and gutterers, and the guttering and the pipes, downpipes. Get these people in. Let them do it. And the inside, just get them in. Especially if you're an elderly person or elderly couple, don't struggle. And if you're an NHS worker, don't struggle, because the elderly, the NHS workers, get a special discount off these great people. And even if you don't fit into the categories, as I've mentioned loads of times, they're reasonable. Just bring them down. Let them give you a price, no obligation. No obligation whatsoever. That's got Patent Services, wonderful people, and that's it. That's all I can say on the matter. Thanks, Gap. Love yous. And this lot here, that scarf or a badge. Great quality stuff. Wonderful people as well. Michelle and Michael Dean. Make you welcome. And they'll be open for 2 hours tomorrow before the game. So they'll be open in the morning. So if you go in the game and you fancy to get something, there you are. Just go down and they'll look after you. Dead reasonable as well. Small business. That's tomorrow. That scarf or a badge. If you can't make it, that scarf or a badge.com. Online. And there I am again. Hello. I buttered the kid. I buttered this before. It was a ball. Where am I? Callum. It's red versus blue. It's Merseyside. It's the Copites versus the Toffees. It's Liverpool versus Everton. The Merseyside derby. Come on, Reds. Let's get bragging rights. Is anyone nervous, by the way? Even Don Franco says the IBR. I hear IBR. Yusuf, come on, Reds. Yusuf. Blue and white, I know what you mean. The Red Bears on the late shift, but got you in my. I thought he was going to say me car then. You Oh, great. Great, mate. Great red bird. Great. You never heard from the Anfield Road? Whatever happened to him? Has he gone back to Dubai? Or the salt mines in Poland? I'm hoping we click into life this weekend and turn the toffees into boils. Good analogy, isn't it? Point is, we do need to up our game. We really do. You know, we're delusional if we're saying, oh, yeah, we're great and everything. Plays all right the other night. But I think we're only about 70% there. That's in my opinion. That's in my opinion. And Callum says, I think a 3-1 win, but wouldn't be surprised with a 1-0 win. Everton always make a dad. They kick you. I won't be doing a watch along tomorrow, by the way. I fucking hate derbies. Ever since, you know, I always take things personal myself. I was sitting with this fella up in the Kenny's Dalglish stand. That was before it was named Kenny's Dalglish. And I was sitting there. And I heard their little crowds, you know, on the Annie Road. And I'm like, I said, what are they singing there? He said, murderers. And doing the gestures. I said, that's it. No more fucking derbies for me. I'm not listening to that. I take things like that personally. If you know what I mean. Pricks. I can see some red cards this weekend, says the IBR. Everton have their players as well. What can play? Yeah, sorry, Callum. What can play? Grealish, Dewsbury Hall, and yeah, look at the talk of the devil. Even in Frankie lads and chat. Oh, see? Strange how I said. Frank summons Lawrence, says Callum. It was like a summons, wasn't it? Where is he? Dubai. Salt mines in Poland. The IVR. I would rest Vert for this game as they'll smash him and boss the midfield. So I'd put Szoboszlai, Mack and Gravenberch in midfield. What about, I think he's keeping back Jones for this game. Because he has been fit, but I just think, you know, he's a little what slots like. And I think they throw him in. Fuck Grealish anyway. Scousers we want. IBR to the Anfield Road. But I think you're right, IBR. You know, we've got no boss. What I mean is, how can I put this? We've got no, like Fabinho. We've got no Mascherano, have we? We've got no Souness. Didier man. Gone on none of them there. You know, get stuck in. Gives a little bit of authority in the midfield. What I mean by authority, you know, getting stuck in. Putting the shoulder in, putting the foot in. Got none of that. Good shout. IBR. And there's the IBR. There's the IBR giving loads of pints. Toscana. Ciao Franco. Ciao everyone. Looking forward to tomorrow's game, but we can't rely on scoring late goals. Absolutely. Need to be on the front foot from the off. None of that passing sideways and backwards. Totally agree. Totally agree, Toscana. MI6, Frank. And Jones is back. No one gives Jones a chance, you know. I think he's good. Callum the Red. Jones, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai would suit this game. Yeah, I agree, Callum. I agree. I think McAllister hasn't been right, has he? In a lot of games. You know, he had that niggly injury, didn't he? And he hasn't been right since. David Moyes is a pound shop, Simeone says Stephen Holland, my old mate. IBR Jones is a definite, yeah. I'd go along with that on Verts. I go along with that entirely. Eric Scarhill. Even Frankie and everyone in the chat. Evening, Eric. Some fucking messages. I hate getting messages, you know, where every time. They don't fucking do it every day. Never fucking do it every day. And I'm sitting there on my own. And then I start getting fucking messages when I'm doing a post. Fucking annoying. Who's this? Oh, for fuck's sake. I've got to change my glasses. I'm going to try and change my glasses for a while. Oh, fuck's sake. Excuse me. My mouth's killing me as well. And my tongue. I keep catching it. I've got to get it out. It's a jagged edge, and it's not half sharp, and I keep getting it on here. And here. Because your tongue goes over to these things. That's killing me. And Callum the Red. Frank, I'll nail a blue for you, mate. Right into them. Yes. IBR. From Toscana. They'll be out to injure Verts if he plays. Dirty lot, those Everton players. Always have been. Cloggers. Always have been. To Gravenberch have a good game against Atletico, Frank. It might be my bias, but I always see him in the wrong position, says Ticky Tick. I tell you he was getting caught out all the time. And people will disagree with me. Robertson. Forever getting caught out. And he's slow. His pace is gone. He can't get back. And it's been like that for a couple of years, by the way. And Callum says, 12:30 kickoffs don't serve us well. No, they don't. I agree with you about Wirtz, says my old mate, Steve Mulholland. And IBR, there isn't a Mascherano, Souness, or David's type enforcer around in today's game. There are some out there. Where they are, though. Not an our team anyway, not an our squad. There's only, I know you're not going to believe it, but Jones. Remember? That was it last season. When that fellow was doing that to just like what Simeone was doing the other night, and he was doing it to our fans. And he shot right up the field, Jonesy, and grabbed him. What the fuck are you doing? Say they're our fans. No one else fucking ran up, only him. That's why you need him there. I like Jones. And I liked him even better after that incident. Oh, the vlogs. Sorry there, vloggy. Lee. Is Jones back from India? Hello, Frank. What do you make of Wirtz? You think he's getting better? We do pass back and sideways too much, but that's Slot's way of boring build-up. But if it works, it works. I was watching a game today. You know, I was watching the demolition of Manchester. It just come up on YouTube, and I went, oh, so I watched it. And they were playing well. But our counter-attack was, our press, it was incredible. Then the 5-0 one came up, that went up to Old Trafford. And again, the press and the counter-attack, incredible. We don't do that. We don't do that. And we're relying too much on Mo. What goal was it? Crystal Palace. Was it the Crystal Palace game? This season. And the ball went up. Mo Salah is just about in our half, where he stands, you know, on the right. And the ball was floating over to the left. Was it them or Bournemouth? Well, anyway, one of them. And he ran. There was a fella already running after the ball on the left. But he ran, Mo. And he got the ball. How he got it, that's all. He just outpaced that fella from our right to over to their left. And he brought it in. And he beat 3 players. 3 of them were on him. And scored. An incredible goal. An incredible goal. But that's what they rely on. You see, there's no Jota there. Because Jota always pressed, didn't he? He was always up there. And believe it or not, so was Nunes. But there's no press, there's nothing. And you're right there, it is a boring builds-up. Like, Gravenberch is playing well, to be fair. Yeah, he is. He's playing well. Not taking that away from him at all. And Stephen Bird says, we've just got to start straight from the off tomorrow because this crap, the crap think they're better than us, Frank. I know. You think that every season. Every season. They can't get us into the heads. We've won nothing. To them, we've won nothing. Because they can't admit it. Steve says, I tried to hand out some, on Wednesday, but they refused or didn't understand because they were they all fucking speak English, mate. They knew. They knew. The Norges knew. And speak better English than us. Every one of them. Little mad kids to grown-ups. It's the second language in Norway. You know, in education. English is the second language. So they understood. If you can speak the language, you can read the language. You've got to look, well, you know about politics. You've got to look at them a lot politically. I don't want to go on about it, but it's what's going on today. Who are they supporting? They're not fucking interested in what's going on in Gaza. Kill them fucking all, you know. Be their mantra. Everton fans are still jealous. We are a team. Poor Everton. You didn't pay the rent. I know. And some Atletico fans took them, but the younger ones tended to be more interesting. Well, they come out, haven't they, Spain, and said, if Israel are playing in the World Cup, that's us finished. We're not playing. And it's fucking wrong if they do. There's Russia being, you know, castigated in every sport. Everything. Never mind every sport. Everything. There's no Russian reporters at any of the Western press conference. Not one. Yet loads of Western reporters are always there with Putin when he's giving press conferences. They're all fucking sitting there, taking notes and asking questions. And yet they've been kicked out of everything. And there's Israel. But they've been doing it for years. They're not even in fucking Europe and they're in the Champions League. How's that been asking that for years? How are they in the Champions League? They're not in Europe. I thought you had to be in Europe to be in the European Champions League. Fucking ridiculous. See, it's accommodating certain groups of people. You say as we say, you say as we do. And that's what it's like. Even in Franken chat says TW. Even in T. I did have a chat with 2 Norwegians in the hole in the wall. Did you know? Did you tell them the history of the hole in the wall? How it got its name? "5 years to the day we signed Diogo, and last Derby day he scored the winner." Gary says, "You never walk alone." Hey, Gary. Yep, it's a bloody joke, Frank says TW. And Steve says, "Yeah, that's it." Oh, you hole in the wall got its name. Cracking little pub. I like that little pub. When I used to be going in there. Or able to go in there, should have said. And I'd be here to Callum. When we signed Jota, I wasn't overly impressed. I wanted Neto or Nkunku, but he was better. He was a baller for us, yeah. Oh, piss off. What are you asking me now? 2-0. All right. You always say that to me, Callum. IBR, it was like a Fabinho sign, and I thought we were getting Werner. So did I. Even in Frank and everyone, what's with the 74 charges for Chelsea? Say Barry Aldridge. Same as the 115 against Man City. When is it all going to happen? When's the punishment going to be? That's what we've got to think about. Is there going to be any punishment? If you know what I mean. There are many things, you know, there are many things in football that they want you to leave alone. Loads. You've only got to look at the referee situation. I think, well, the Premier League is the best league in the world. Best players in the world. And yet we have the worst referees. And those same worst referees are on VAR. Do you see what I mean? And there's the problems. Should get in the continental refs. As I said, I was watching some European football, you know. Liverpool, that's all. European nights and playing away. And the referees were superb. They were strict, but fair as well. But there's too many. That cute blew it all up, didn't he? Let's be honest. And IBR says, I think we'll win 3-2 with Chiesa scoring a late win. Oh, stop it. Be a late winner. Why didn't you say in the 64th minute? And she says, yeah, in the morning. Yeah. Finish about 12 so that you can all go and watch the game. And all the build up and I watched a fucking terrible film today, just before. I just put it on, you know, like, fucking hell. I love the title, but it was made in 1958. I just thought, oh yeah, there's it there. There's a little science fiction one. Fuck. And there's a couple of actors in it who you know from films, not great big stars, like, but you see them in films. You know, just popping up like that, if you know what I mean. And the ones that he never made is after this film, big time. I'll let you know tomorrow. You might have a laugh at it. The Satellite Wars or something like that it was called, on YouTube. And Callum says to the IBR, think you're funny trying to give Frank an heart attack with that score? No. He's getting the last minute winner, the 89th minute. No punishment for Manchester City. They are kicking the can down the road, says Toscana. It's shocking. How many years is it now? Everton got, you know, they got 10 points deducted from them. They only had 2 little charges against them. Like, pretending to play football every week. That was one of the charges. They got 9 points deducted for that. And 1 point for some other thing. Giving free tickets out if you bought a pair of shorts or a t-shirt or a shirt from the shop. That was the other point deducted, 10 points. I don't see how we can see 2 goals against these, to be honest. Their attackers aren't that great, bar Grealish, and he doesn't score many goals, as you said. And there's Vitali. Hi, Frank and chat. Trust you're well. Yes, thank you. Hope you're well too, Vitali. Hope you're well, friend. And the IBR says to Callum, I can see Franco using the mic as much as a punch bag. Stephen Bird says, Frank, I just wanted to say, when you used to be on with Snelly on the Al Wireless, you used to have me in stitches, glued and in stitches. Lad. I learnt a lot from you. Cheers. Where's the Arteta money? Tony Snell can answer that. Thanks for that comment, by the way. Stephen, thank you. And Toscana, to the IBR. I can see Chiesa leaving in January, and I don't blame him. Neither do I. Neither do I. Brilliant, Frank, says the TW. Will you be... Yeah, of course. Robert Redford. An incredible man. Did you know he loved someone? And she loved him back. And it wasn't that, what's her name? Barbara Streisand. It wasn't there. I have a feeling the Blues will park the bus, you know, Frank. They would have seen us struggle to break them down. Think Kirkes will start and Frimpong with John starting in the middle. I hope so. I like that. Like, Yeah, I like that. Yeah, they will. The bouncer. The bouncer. They're going to come here tomorrow. They know that they've got no chance of winning fuck all. You know what I mean? Especially like trying to get into Europe too. So they're just going to come and, accumulate as many points of their opposition, but especially us. But we've got to play better than what we've been playing. We really have. It's no use just sitting back and going, well, as I said, we're only playing at 70%. I'd be out to touch. I sadly agree. And we haven't given Chiesa. No, we haven't. It's not us, though, is it? It's him. It's him. He's got his favourites, The Sloop Man. Yusuf. Ilman is good to be. Nadeye is good. Not bothered, Callum, honest. I'm not bothered. I don't think Yusuf will be bothered either. I don't do Liverpool score predictions, says Steve. But play the Sky Soccer 6. Usually get more points than Carragher. I looked at getting our new jersey today, but they wanted, I don't know. Can't afford that. I know it's ridiculous. Cost me a fortune for our baby. My granddaughter. And even the names on the back. Charge you for that. I looked at getting our new, but. And Vitali says, unpopular opinion, the gaffer should bench Mo Salah and play Ekitike. He hasn't got the Jones to do so. You can't afford. Look, I mentioned Vitali. I mentioned him a minute ago. Mo Salah. I think it was the opening game. I'm not quite so sure, honestly. I don't know whether it was Crystal Palace or someone. And it was at Anfield. And then we scored. That goal was unbelievable. He had to chase it from across the park. He went from across the park, right across the park to retrieve the ball. And he beat this younger fella to the ball. He was near the ball when they kicked up. And he brought it back. And he brought it into the area. Then three converged on him and he hit it. Right in the corner. What a great goal. And you've only got to see the other night what he did with players around him. Francine sent me a picture. I'll get it. Show you what I mean. The goal he scored the other night, it was incredible. And that's what Mo does. That's the goal he scored. Look at them all on him. And he brushed them aside. Every single one of them. Brushed them all aside. That's why you can't leave him out. Vitali. And IBS says to Callum, yeah, he looks decent. He's all right, I suppose, but don't see him getting much joy. They'll park the bus and hoof it. Yeah, most probably they will. Neil Fitz. Neil Fitz. How you Neil? Oh, smashing. Hello, Frank. Neil Fitz. Your fucking name comes up. Watching you from Spain. Looking good, pal. Oh, thank you. I can't walk, Neil. I can't walk, mate. That's why no one's seen me. Neil Fitzmaurice is one of our great actors. Scouse actors. Used to be in the Peep Show. And, you know that Phoenix Night? And Neil. And loads of other things, you know what I mean? Not just saying them two. Neil Fitz. Oh, Neil. I'll send you the message later. I've still got your phone. I wonder if you're still on the phone. You know, the same phone number. I don't know. But I'll just send you the message anyway. Great to see you, honestly. Very good. You with the family? Your Josh is a big lad now, isn't he? And Angela, how's Ange? Oh, lovely lady. No one gives a toss about their players. Concentrate on our own players, say Stephen. But exactly. I don't give a fuck about them. I just concentrate on Liverpool. The Evertonians know more about Liverpool than we do you know? And than their own club as well. Salah will be benched on Tuesday against Southampton, says Stephen Mulholland. Yeah, most probably. But you can't bench him against this lot. He's phenomenal. Look at the penalty he scored against Burnley. And you're talking the last seconds. You're talking about immense pressure. And he scored. And he says, yep, great strength from Mo, holding off three defenders, shifting the ball from his right foot to his left, bang, goal, stunning, still got it. Yes, of course he has. And Toscana says, I wouldn't drop Mo. The man's a magician. I've just Googled Neil's name. I recognise him. He's a lovely man, isn't he? One of the very reliable. I'm made up to call him a friend. Do you know what he said to me? Well, his wife, Angela, said, he said, will you have a words with Angela? She wants to ask you something. I said, yeah, okay. So he has a words with Angela. Lovely person. And the kids were at school. And the school asked, if they knew someone, if anyone knew anybody to have a little tour of Liverpool on a coach for the kids. So Angela said, what do you do? I said, yeah. So I did it. And I'm standing there, right? And this coach comes up. And it was Ellison's. You know where all the Liverpool team going? Oh, I should have seen it. It was incredible. I was just sitting there in the front. Absolutely amazing. Oh, it's fantastic. And that's what they do for their school. bring in, because someone knew it. I think one of the lads, one of the little school there lads, his dad was the Ellison fella. Unbelievable. Great day as well. They all loved it. All the history. Showed them all the castle, about the castle. Oh, we have a castle. Yes. And Snappy, have you been you? It'll be a negativity personified from Moyes. They can't outplay us, so they'll revert to type, cut the supply to Grealish, and their creativity will be negated. Yes, they've improved, but not that much. There you go. Snappy. Snappy just comes on. Everything. IBR says, Mo Salah has 188 Premier League goals in 4th place and just 20 behind Rooney. "21 penalties will do us there, won't it? And a few from open play. And he'll just bypass Mr. Rooney." Do you know, like, where you hear a buzz? I hate flies. A fly's dead now. They are, aren't they? I'm sure I heard a buzz. Anyway. So what's your predictions? Is anyone, I asked you a question, is anyone nervous about tomorrow? Because, you know, it's the usual cliche, isn't it? Anything can happen in a derby. But I think we'll win. Yes. I think we'll win. I think so, anyway. No, I don't think. I know we will. And I'm not saying we should either. Look at us. Champions, top of the league. Haven't dropped a point. And Faster taught us, just treat the game as a normal game and get the 3 points. Then we move on. There you go. There you go. And she says, at Anfield, we'll go 3-0. And Vitali says, I'm going to go with 1-0. We've got to keep a clean sheet. We can't keep doing stupid things all the time. Leaky defences. Can we? Come on. Can we? Fucking itchy. Can we? We can't keep doing it every week. And giving us fans, you know, heart attacks. And me saying after the, you know, during the pods when it's out, would you believe it? Personally, says the Snape, I'm more concerned about our players getting injured. It's notoriously attritional in the derby. Tomorrow might be just the day we display our cohesive tactical superiority. This is what we've got. I've got to be honest, during the game the other night against Atletico, we were, there was only fits and starts of what we could do, the football, like in the first 10 minutes. But what we tend to do, which I don't want tomorrow, is to tend to the tactics, sit back and defend what we've got and hopefully get them on the counter-attack. And it doesn't fucking work when they equalise until the very last minute. See, the other night should have ended up 4-2, in all honesty, gave it that marginal good score, but Ekatike missed a sitter. It's a sitter. And Barry says, I would try 4-4-2 against Southampton. Rio left, Frimpy right. Ekatike and Dan's up top with a debut for Leo. That's a good shout, that. Gomez next. That's a very good shout. Well, you know my answer there. Barry, that's a cracker, that. And the fastest is 2-0, Virgil Canat. One day it will happen. Keep saying that every week. Every week. Virgil and Canat are the winners. A dodgy referee, he says, you make it nervous, make it a nervous weekend. Yeah. That's what I was saying before about, the best league in the world, best players in the world. And we've got the worst referees. We are simply awful. And even the worst referees on the VAR. Same referees on the VAR. You look at that foul on McAllister last week. The fellow wasn't sent off. Should have been sent off. Showing his boots, studs, going over. McAllister twisted his ankle as well. His boots were on his just above the ankle. That's how we went over on it. And he got a booking. Should have been sent off immediately. Big, straight red. Get off. I'm always nervous about that lot, Frank. Like others, because ends up with an injury knowing that. Yeah, I've always said they're a team of cloggers. They really are. They're a team of cloggers. I've said it for years. If you can't beat them, kick them. And the IBR, to Barry, I agree, Leone and Gomez is a good pair. We'll see how young Giovanni Leone is, won't we? Just thought it would have been nice to see IBR, yeah. So I reckon that, so don't forget, I'm not doing a watch along. I'll watch the match on my own. Will I do a pre-match? No, because everybody fucking then goes on and watches another game. This is why I'm doing this tonight. Because I'm doing my film and TV review in the morning. Tell you about that mad film I watched. I've watched a couple of good ones though, what I'll talk about as well. I've got the hiccups, you know. The hiccups. Snapey says, against that letter, our passing was initially crisp and accurate. We cut them to pieces for large parts. But once we got in front, we took exactly. We do it all the time. Maintaining our impetus brings consistency. Yes, but I don't look. It has to be tactics. It has to be. And, sit back and let's go in at half time with that lead, maintain that lead. Then we lose the impetus after the break, just like Crystal Palace. Maintain that lead, maintain that, and bang. A Semi-Yano, whatever his name is, he, just scored a goal. 2-1. Come on for the second half. We already lost our impetus because we weren't pressing. The pressing was shocking. And they came out, bang, goal. 2-2. And if anyone thinks, like I'm moaning, fucking right I am. Yeah, I am. The Liverpool Football Club, we're the champions. We shouldn't be fucking doing that. We should be going out, destroying teams, like Snapey said there. Maintaining our impetus brings consistency. It's as simple as that. Anyway. Hated Pickford for what he did to Virgil. Refereeing standard that he should have been sent off him. And he wasn't even booked. Flew in the air. Legs in the air. Going for the man. Not going for the ball. Going for the man. Nothing happened. Puts the Virgil for a year. I think you mightn't agree with me. I know that lots of people loved Henderson, but I've always said Henderson is the luckiest fucking captain we've ever had. He's won everything. So I think from Steven Gerrard to Virgil van Dijk, he's the best captain since Steven Gerrard, Virgil. That's just me, though. Frank, I went to a cheeseboard event in town the other night for the stars of the new Batman movie. I got a selfie with Tom Hanks. I asked him what's his favourite cheese was, and he said Philadelphia. I've got some of that in my fridge because we have little, like the little cheesy things. And sometimes, when you're feeling like something savoury, during the night when you're watching the telly or something, you go, nice. I joked that off. But he says, sure, he lost something after the time out, Virgil. He did. You're right there, Steve. He did. He tried to do the same with Darwin last season. And then Darwin was booked. You remember that? I always remember Curtis Jones getting sent off for putting his foot on the ball to try and bring it back, and they said it was dirty play and they sent him off. Remember that? Not against Everton. No, who was against? And IBR says there's an article in the Express about Kirkers having a bad attitude. Well, do you believe in? I don't believe any what the press say. I don't listen to the press. I don't listen to the press after the Hillsborough. Any of them. Any of them. And especially, you know, when it's on a Friday night, you know what I normally do on a Friday night, and it's current affairs and what's going on. Don't listen to them. How do they know he's having a fucking bad attitude? Come on. He's only a young lad. He's just made up that he's moved to Liverpool. And Barry says, Kirkers needs to knuckle down and learn our ways. I think he is, you know, Barry. I think he is, mate. Don't be too harsh on him. Because he plays well when he came on the other night, you know. Excuse me. When he came on the other night, he played well. And the Snapey says, Henderson was just right place, right time, to be honest. Both Steve Gerrard and Virgil are superior as captains and players. Fabinho did a lot of graft, which lightened the load on. That's brilliant. Do you know what? I do know a few people. And at the time, they said exactly what you've just said there about lightening the load on Jordan Henderson. And Jordan, remember when he's playing for us for fucking years. And what was he known as? He's known as the spider, backward, sideways. And that's what. Do you like that? Do you like that interpretation? Do you think it should be on the telly? I was just thinking then of, I was watching a bit of that Tommy Cooper. Fuck. He come out in a karate suit, you know, and he walked out like that, and he went, you know, his knee, before he started. And that's what that reminds me of, that comment. What I was saying. But you're right, it's like, you know, he has a free ride, you know. I'm not picking on the lad, but he did. And sometimes he wasn't. Remember when he used to get injured, he was out for fucking months. People tend to forget that. I said at the set, take the captaincy off him. Don't believe any crap they put in the papers. It's all clickbait. BS, says Toscana. The bigger the club, the more BS. Thank you. Thank you. And IBR says, Milan lets Kirkers go. Okay. And Snapey says, agree, Barry, on Kirkers. The kid needs time. And Stephen Bird, exactly. We don't do TalkSport as well. Liverpool FC hate the terrible. They are terrible. And the way that Simon Jordan is, I don't know what his fucking name is. It's not Simon Jordan, is it? I don't know who it is. You know, that smarmy prick with the glasses on. And he was going on about Isak before, you know, he said, why should he sign for Liverpool? Liverpool, he was fucking horrible. And Barry says, he will get there, Kirky. Yeah, he will. He's very good. And I'd be here to Stephen. I agree. TalkSport is trash. Yes. And they're always trashing us. I used to call Henderson the crab. Then Klopp allowed him to go further forward. Yeah, but I always remember the ball he gave, one of the best balls I've seen. And it was to Mo Salah to get his hat-trick up in Old Trafford. And he bent the ball around, cracking ball. And Mo just ran onto a bang goal. Hat-trick. 5-0. And Toscana says, he was a crab though, Stay. He was. That's why it's sideways, the crab. That's what he was known as, the crab. Said before. I can, Toscana says, I can listen to Hawksby and Jacobs on TalkSport, but that's about it. I don't listen to any of them. I don't even know who they are. What happened to Jorginho? Says the IBR. Jorginho. Who's Jorginho? Excuse me. Who's Jorginho? Best pass Enzo for Salah against United. Yeah, was. Just mentioned that. What a pass that was. You split the whole of it. And if you ever watch it again, have a look at Maguire. I love looking at his face, you know. And you just see him all the time like that. Kunzi typifies everything that's wrong with the media. His mouth writes checks. His intellect can't cash. Oh, what the... Lucy's had fantastic crab skills, says IBR. I think it's Simon Jordan, you mean. That's him. Simon Jordan. See, I don't watch it. And someone rang me or texted me, I forget. I said, listen to this fella. Get him on, you know. So anyway, tunes in. Searched this shit. What he was saying, it was shocking. He just, you know the way, you know someone is coming out with, I don't like using the word hatred, but he was, in other words, he just didn't want that Isak to sign for Liverpool. He didn't want that. Oh, Jenny Ronaldo. Yeah, Jorginho. Sorry. Great him, Jenny, wasn't he? Great, Jenny. And we never replaced him. They wouldn't give him a contract. Ran it down. The lads who won us the European Cup that year. 2 goals against Barca. And he was on the bench, wasn't he? I mean, Lucas Lever had great crabs. I went, that's a Kenny, you know. What do you think of that? And he went, you don't talk about players in front of, like, you know, the likes of any old players or managers or whatever. What happened to George Scott? I think he went with Ginny Wijnaldum. IBR. And TW says Simon Jordan is a prick. I never listened to any of them, Frank. They all spit out the same rubbish, trying to justify the fee they get paid, says Barry Aldrich. And Toscana, TalkSport is in my car. Easy. I don't know how to cheat. I've got to stop it. We're not having that. Can't ask my son, he just laughs at me. Don't put your radio on then. When Francine gives me a lift, she's got that on. And I go, dink. Oh, wait, Dad. What? That's all right. And do you know what else I eat? When we go, you know, say if Liverpool were playing on a Sunday, or whatever day, you know, the weekend, she always takes me on the day we're not playing, shop. But she's always got a fucking match on. I don't want to listen to this. I'm not interested in Crystal Palace or anyone else, you know, if they're anyone. Wait, Dad. Know what I mean? So I don't listen to them at all. Sleepy says Simon Jordan's never fully recovered from the 9-0 humiliation we inflicted on his club at Crystal Palace. The night Aldro threw his boots into the cup. Jordan's an empty vessel who needs to be heard. And the IBR, yeah, what happened to Mickey quit? I used to sit next to us in the juniors, his sister, Margaret. And he has an older brother named, what was his fucking name? Used to play football, great football. Big tall lad. I forget his name. Was it Michael? Was it him? I'm sure it was him. Michael Quinn. It was him. Think about it. His name was Michael. Just call him Michael, even little juniors. In a little mixed scoop. Sitting next to Margaret. In case that girl. He wants his head kicked in this fella. Andre Varane and Sean Dundee. What each tomorrow, Frank? Oh. Some of the players we've had. Oh. Do you ever remember that Ismail Cosman? This Cosmo, whatever his name was, Soonester, sold Beardsley and got him. IBR, says Toscana. Mickey Quinn was okay when they changed most of the presenters, and there's some right dross on there now. Whom she listens to in the car, by the way. She doesn't know what the on and off switch is in the car. Toscana says Mickey Quinn's part Italian as well, and his granddad. Red hair? He had red hair. And Margaret had red hair. Little Ginge. Not like us through their black hair. Black hair, black eyes. And CW, I'm expecting a great performance from us very soon. With all these great players, it's time to put together a stunning game, says TW. That's what I'm waiting for. And let the light shine tomorrow on our side. The chair kills me. I want to see me getting up. Excuse me. Salute. Can't get over Neil Fitzmaurice messaging. Great that. They used to sing who ate all the pies to Mickey. He did, yeah. Remember Ego Biscuit? My God, what an era that was. To think of the criticism we got back then. I remember him scoring a cracker against Fulham at Craven Cottage. And the camera went right on him. And he was like, do you think he just fucking woke up? Honest. And that was Juliet who bought him. Juliet bought some crabs, you know. Terrible crabs. Then it went to Hodgson. Remember his crabs? Joe Cole. That other fellow with a foreign name. And who else? Some other divvy. And you see him like that with a little scarf. And do you know what I always remember? As fans were saying on social network, that face, oh, we've got Joe Cole. I said, it's fucking crap. And I got told that it was plastic. Who supported on the team, yeah? And I just said, do you think Chelsea will get a valuable player, great player, what you're saying that he is, to come to the most fiercest rival, Liverpool? Joe Cole. Fucking hell. Snapey. I know you're right, Barry. That's horrible. Nice, innit? 5 wins from 5, and we're not in third gear yet. Somebody's getting a pasting off us sometime soon. I'm salivating at the prospect. When Vert starts dancing, we really call the tune. I'd love that. But we have got to honestly, we've got to pick up. We've got to do more press instead of sitting back after we score. That's our downfall. At the end of the day, Frank, we haven't gelled yet. And when we do, everyone watch this space, says Stephen Booth. You see, I think I mentioned this the other day. Honestly, I mentioned this the other day. Do you ever remember when we signed? Look, if you're a great player, you know what to do with the ball. And you know who to pass it to. And you know when to shoot. You know what I mean? You know when to tackle. That's what you call a great player. You know when to go forward. So when they say, like, I'm not having a go at you, Steve. But I'm just saying, when they say about gelling, they should already be fucking gelled. And I know what you're talking about, you know, how to play the system. Well, instead of fucking, have you seen the way we train? By the way, they've got these elastic bands and they're doing all this. And on the legs. You want to fucking get out on the pitch. Say, you get there, and you play through there. That's your system. Toscana. Paul Konchesky. What a donkey he was. His mum complained about Liverpool fans. Imagine having your mum stick. Remember that? She said, hey, you Liverpool fans, stop picking on me, lad. And oh, fuck off, he's crap. And Toscana said, Joe Cole never wanted to sign for us, and I wish he never bothered. We must have been desperate. No, it was soft, lad. Really was soft, lad. Hodgson, boy. I went to the game against City back in the 70s when Lee and Summerby were playing, and the cops sang, the cops song calling them the Wombles of Manchester. We won 4-0. Franny Lee, great goal scorer. I've seen him, he's dead now, but I've seen him in an interview once. And he said, you know, they were talking about players he played with and players like he played against. And goalkeepers came into the equation. They said, well, he was one of the best goalkeepers, like, you know, you found Arthur there, because he was a goal scorer. And he said, Lee Clements. And honestly, I remember it well. At Anfield, kicking into the cup, he was. And the ball came down, he was just on the edge of the 6-yard box, and he fucking had an angle, and he volleyed it. And it was going in the top right-hand corner. Clements got up there. He said, how we got that, I'll never know. Best save from me ever, that, he said. That's what he said, Franny Lee. Like Summerby was good. You know, you got to give him his due. He was a good player. But yeah, the Wombles. Ulier West, donkeys with. Oh, I hate saying enough fellas, man. Sheru, Ferrari, Dow, Hegem, and Traore, to name but a few. I mentioned Traore, you know. And the fella that was talking, just one of the lads, he went, fucking hell, he won us the European Cup. What's the matter with you? I said, what do you mean he won us the European? He said, when he kicked us off the line. And I went, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I said, but he gave the fucking first goal away in the first few seconds when he fouled Kaka and there was no need in Istanbul and so on. He said, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I said, well, there you fucking go. Traore, Jimmy. And do you remember when we were playing Turf Moor, Burnley? And the own goal he scored. Standing on the line. And then he ended up fucking kicking it in our net. Got beat. Bruno Cheru was... we signed him on a whim. And it was a goal against Manchester United. He scored. And they went... and it was a cracker, by the way. And we signed him on that. Oh, it's going to be great, this fella. Diouf. I'll never forgive Uli for what he said when he spoke. I knew one of the girls who was at Stewart. And she said, I was working. She was a teacher. I was doing some light school. And she said that Diouf was spitting at the crowd. Celtic fans, he spat. Just like the other fella, Simeone, the other night. But we seen that. And Uli came out and gave the worst excuse ever. And no one fucking picked him up on it. No one said anything. And he said, oh, it's in their culture. No, it's fucking not. To spit at people. Those Celtic fans who've done a hell of a lot for us after Hillsborough. Never forget that. What he said. Never liked him after that. Uli. Lots of really good players in those days. You could almost name every team. Yeah. See, with Uli coming, you know, Uli, he has one good season. That was in 2001. And we won 5 things. But he kept buying bad players. We could have had Ronaldo. Did you know that? And he said, no, we don't need him. We've got our Zidane. And that was Danny Murphy. I just went to that, for fuck's sake. True that. True story, that. Danny fucking Murphy. Instead of Ronaldo. It reminds me now of Caravashela. We could have had him. In January gone. We should have had him last summer. But we get him in there January. And it came out that he was an unknown quantity. Should have asked me. It was a spin. Just didn't want him. Didn't want to buy any players until now. Kvaratskhelia would have been absolutely amazing for us. Like he is for PSG. And Snapey says, once we get tactical cohesion and the front 3 or 4 players knit with the midfield, we'll be lethal. There are times when, dare I say, we look like we're a bit too cautious sometimes. Just my I think it's everybody's opinion, Stay. So you're spot on, mate. Sheru, the new Zidane, yeah. Scored a cracker against Chelsea, though, didn't he, at Stamford Bridge? Do you remember that? Volley. Cracker it was. It's the only fucking thing he done. See, you said right, Frank. It didn't take Barnes, Beardsley, Aldridge out in ages to settle. They were all ready from game one. These modern day coaches don't half complicate the beautiful game. Thank you, T. Said it all along, honestly. Do you remember when Luis Suarez came? First time on the pitch at Anfield, bang goal. Debut. I remember it. But you're right there. When Barnes and Beardsley came. Incredible. I don't remember Ferrari playing for us. Wasn't Doof the spitter? Yeah, Toscana. Yes. Yeah. Do you know what you're saying there? You don't remember Ferrari playing for us. It'll be like in a few years' time, someone will say, I don't remember that Chiesa playing for us. That's what it was like with him. I seen a lot. What games were watching? Wasn't it? Yeah, it was a game, but it went into the dressing room and you see the shirts hanging up. I'm sure it was the Barca game. And I got it mixed up the other night when I was saying what Klopp did. Shankly would never have done. And it was against Man United, actually, when we beat them 7-0. And the lad ran on the pitch and he slipped. I could never just fucking slip because, it was drizzly, wasn't it? Why did I do that? So it was drizzly and he went in and the lad went, I forget who it was, he went, I forget now. And Klopp ran after him down the fucking touchline. It's going like that too. I didn't like that what he did that night. I was there. I was going, what the fucking hell is he doing? Didn't like that what Klopp did. Shankly would never have done that. Because Shankly said, fans first, players second, club third. Because he told his players, you're playing for them. Even Bob Paisley said it, didn't he, when he was talking about the Shanks? You're playing for them. That's who you're playing for. Shankly would never have done that. Klopp. What Klopp did, run after a fan. Young lad. CW. Usually I bought some crap. Not half. Pep spits all through the game and the camera is on him all the time. I tell you what else as well fucking gets me. And the camera goes on them and they go, you're having a cup of tea or something, fucking hate that. And that. Shouldn't have done that. I'm joking. Oh dear. Fucking hell. Tell you a little thing about do you know the Northern Irish fella? Won't mention his name. Will not mention that horrible man's name. And never forget it. And it was about Mario Balotelli. He's well gone then. And the Northern Irishman says, I never wanted to buy him. And I was in the press, you know. I didn't mind that Mario Balotelli. A couple of weeks later, Stephen Gerrard, I think it was in the Daily Telegraph, he has a call. And he said the Northern Irishman broke his back to sign him. Mario Balotelli. Tells you everything about that prick. Not Stephen Gerrard, the prick. Dave was perfect for Tiswell. He would have been, wouldn't he? As are they. My mum always hates when the players snot all over the pitch, knocks me fucking sick as well. Good job me and your mum are not sitting on the couch watching the game. Oh, fucking hell. I've got to fucking stop at you, Brendan. Yeah, I hate it. But the fucking camera's always on. Every time they do it. And spitting. The man we won't mention signed some donkeys as well, such as Benty K. Balotelli. Veronin. Have I got to go through these names? Asadi. Aspas. To name but a few. Fucking shocking. And then Klopp comes along, transformed everything. He transformed everything. Because we still could have been with the likes of the Northern Irishman. His ilk, I'm talking about. People like him. You know, making it big in Scotland, yeah, well, there you go. Remember the Leicester when he played? Fucking relegated. I'm not reading that out, Steve. That fucking sickens me, things like that. Good job Lee Brady's mum's not sitting with us. Listen to it. Just to work again, I'm always in when you're alive. But I can watch now for a bit. Had some cracking, terrible plays, haven't we? Anthony and Pingali. What was his name? Pingali. What was his name? Pagolo. And he scored, didn't he, against, was it Borussia? He came on, scored. First touch, he scored. Neil Melly. Stephen Gerrard. And loving him. I tell you, he never gets mentioned, and he's all right. Excuse me. And he was all right, you know. And they always seem to forget him. And that was Scale. Scale. Never gets mentioned. Big Martin was all right. I thought anyway. Cinema Pongoli. That's who I was trying to think of. Lee Brady got it. Look, I've fucking just seen that. Did you ever see Klopp at a press? Oh, stop it. Fuck off, Steve. I hate things like that. Not so sick. Me and Lee Brady's man. She'll be listening in, you say. No, she'll just unsubscribe and never watch Frank or you lot again. Cinema program, says Stephen Boone. Cinema, I know. Benitez had decent records, yes he did. And he wanted Danny Alves, yes he did. David Villa and David Silva, but the banks wouldn't back him. The owners wouldn't back him. He did. But when you look who he did bring in, the likes of Mascherano, the likes of Xabi Alonso, Fernando Torres, just those three. Sammy Hippier never gets mentioned either. Big Sammy. I'll never get over the fact that the fan base were calling for Klopp to be the next manager, and them Yanks picks went for the Irishman. Yeah, see. I didn't want him. I knew all about him before he ever fucking came. Honestly, I did. Knew all about him. By some, I knew a couple of Watford fans and Reading fans, and even Swansea fans. All from the boiled, yeah. Honestly. Told me all about him. I mean, Yanks wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. I do know that. I do know that. The owners. Everyone loves the owners now. Wonder why. Klopp never got what this fucking fella's got. Well, it's not him, is it? He's not. He hasn't got a say who comes in or out. I hope you know that. It's not Edwards. It's Edwards and Julian Ward. Stephen says, I believe they found the spades in Wally Park today from it. Yeah. Do you remember when they went there and the big picture of the Echo? But I'm glad they didn't build that, you know. Because going back to 2000, the millennium, do you ever remember the photograph, you know, the superimposed photograph they had about the arena there? Wally Hall. And it had 4 open sides. Do you ever remember that? It was shocking. With a capacity of 50,000. You see, if you look at, you know, the American sports arenas, you know, baseball, that's their mindset on them. And I said when this new stand, you know, the Annie Road stand was getting built, get this in your mind, right? Get it in your mind now. The Annie Road stand. So you're looking at it from the Kop, and you've got 2 fucking big corners. What are they for? Why didn't he round them off, the 2 of them? Why have you got 2 stupid fucking big corners? Loved it when Anelka came to us. Wish we signed him. So, no, it was Juliet. Didn't like him. You remember Jari Litmanen? Jari Litmanen was fucking brilliant. And he kept dropping them. Same as Anelka. And the spin was that his brothers, were there saying, we don't like it here in Liverpool. No, he loved it here, Nicholas Anelka. Loads of spin goes on at Liverpool, Been going on for fucking years. He's great, him though, Lee. Nicholas Anelka. I often wonder how Benitez would have done under decent owners. He's another who stayed on Merseyside long after his tenure came to an end. I liked Rafa myself. Seeing his smile in Istanbul, says Sneap. But my mate who comes on here now and again, David's Westhead, work for him. For Rafa. He also worked for Kenny, sidekick. Up at the academy. As I said, the things that I fucking know what I can't say. I often wonder how Benitez would have done it, of course. Snapey. He would have done brilliant. As I said, and David Villa. Once again, David Villa. Alves. Think about that. Garcia, Mosisoko and Finnan were all, but yes, totally agree. Mosisoko was brilliant, but that cracked. His whole eye from there to here was cracked. That destroyed him. Mosisoko. Big fucking 6'6" fella. Brilliant he was. Garcia, that goal against Juve. Anfield. I was in the main stand. I was like more or less in line with it. Fucking hit it. Toscana. John Scales, Yorkshire lads, was a good... Yeah, he was. John Scales. He was supposed to sign for Leeds, but changed his mind when Liverpool showed interest. Leeds fan as well. I didn't know that. I didn't know that he was a Leeds fan, to be honest. And Robbie Fowler says Littmanen was a brilliant strike partner. One of the most dedicated professionals he's ever seen, says Snape. He was brilliant, Jari Littmanen. Absolutely brilliant. And Ulie kept dropping them all the time. Just to say, that's how we got rid of Anelka. He didn't like favouritism. What I mean is, like with fans say, oh, he's fucking great, him. And we were stuck with fucking Danny Murphy. Never liked Murphy, Scored some good goals against Man United, though. Give you that. And a cracker against Everton. Wonder if that's an omen. Leave it easy. Frank, what was the deal with Ulie and Evans doing a... Oh. How did that come about? Yeah, well, they wanted Ulie because he was technical advisor, wasn't he, when France won the European, the World Cup. And they said, well, we'll get him in. And Roy Evans was pushed to the side. Roy just said, oh. And he just kept, Roy says, didn't he? He just kept picking the sides. I had no say. So I just left. Yeah, fucking keep him. That's what happened. The Garcia's thumb suck celebration was hilarious. Yeah. No, you're right there, and Carragher was right, because Morientes was some player, and yet Rafa wanted him well before. Rafa wanted him when he first came to Liverpool, when he left Valencia. And he put names in the hat, and Morientes was one. Terrible, that lovely fella Evans as well. Terrible, that. Lovely fella Evans as well. Last of the boot room to be in charge. Yeah. And Sneapy says, I thought Murphy was no more than an average player. For me, in that period, Didier Man outshone him every time. His dour performances were far too many compared to the games where his contributions stood out. I remember one game at Anfield, I don't know who it was against, and he just kept giving the fucking ball away. Right through the game. But he always did that, Murphy. He always did it. Fucking ball away all the time. Never ever liked him. Never ever liked him. But people disagree, you know. They said, "Ah, it was great, Danny. Danny Zidane." Just to think, Danny Zidane. And David Thompson had talent, but lacked the pace, much like Harvey Elliott. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame, isn't it? It's a shame. But he never ever got on with Houllier. Do you know that? And neither did Robbie Fowler. Barry says, felt sorry for Roy Evans. He couldn't quite carry the tradition of the boot room success. He wasn't really given a chance. And some of the players were, they used to just fucking laugh at him. I do know that for a fact, by the way. Still, fuck off. You know, like in training. I'm not mentioning no names. Nah, Danny Murphy wasn't good enough to play for Liverpool, says TW. And Lee says, I was listening to you earlier on the motorway, Frank, saying about our counter-attacks, how bad it's become since the days of Salah, Bobby, Manning. It was still okay with Salah, Jota, Nunes, yes, but didn't have the finish. like the first three now. It's even worse, but only one way now, and that's got to improve. There's no press. I didn't want not salad. I didn't want Lucio to go because Lucio. You've heard me mentioning this when Lucio was playing, because I remember some people, but not you lot. Excuse me. When you were saying, Lucio, for anything. But little did they realise that when we were under pressure, our defence, it was just lobbed out to him on the left. And he fucking ran with it to the opposition area, right to their 18-yard box. That was relieving our defence. That was always under pressure. And no one ever got onto that. I did. Their legs are killing me. There we are. Roy Evans was too soft and simply too nice. Thing is, there's a few players who didn't take him seriously. Believe that. Do you ever remember Robbie Fowler being transferred? Yeah, spot on IBR. So he agrees with you there. Was nice. I appeared a couple of times with Roy Evans on the LFC TV thing. Do you know what he said to me? I used to have a goal that night, you know what I mean? And he said to me, can you, wear a T-shirt or something? And I said, I've just come from work. I don't go into fucking work with T-shirts on. I have to wear a suit and a tie. Now everyone wears fucking suit and ties. You know. Like when I watch LFC TV and when I see some of them fucking legends come on. Jay Spear. Jason McAtee. Sorry. We've been looking at legends, haven't we? Right through. Now, would you call, let's just pick one. Terry McDermott. Proper Liverpool legend, one of the greatest. And Jason McAtee. Who would you have? Who would you have? I just picked him. Just said him. Frankie, you know why? Yeah, he always wanted to be there. And said either bollock them or embrace them. He wanted to be like that. He wanted no one in the way. He didn't want to walk down, players coming off, and he wanted to be in the dressing room. That's why. That's why he always did it. He did it at Mainz, he did it at Dortmund, he did it everywhere he went. Anyone else thinks Ekitike may fulfill the role that Lucio used to? Yeah, excuse me. I've got this fucking itch again. It's shocking, the things I go through. Do you know when you get an itchy nose? and you can't scratch it because it's up there. I get itchy eyeballs. It's only what I've got. Through me all of the head. Stupid scalp as well. I might have to get all my hair shorn. Imagine me baldy. Ishak in the middle and Salah on the right. As an out ball, Ekatike can hold the ball up. I think that's what will happen, you know. I really think it's a foregone conclusion, that, to be honest, Snape. With those three. But our midfield has to fucking... It has to be better than what it is. Toscana. Yep. I went to see Robbie Fowler play for Leeds a few times. One of my favourite players. Says Toscana. Got to ask, why was he transferred? Terry Mack. Precisely. So, you know, would you put him, you know, midfielder? Jason McAtee, midfielder? Would you put him in the same category as him? And he calls himself a fuck. They call him a legend. LFC TV. James Baden. I'm not having it. Phil Babb as well. Klopp was a nice man, but he could do the volcano when warranted and took no crap with Mamadou Sakho, one example, and Balotelli, the another. Yeah, Mamadou. He was joking, wasn't he, when he was given a live thing on LFC TV or training. I think they were away. I think it was pre-season. Gone. He's fucking gone right out the door. But once he turns on one of our fans for slipping, I think Jordan Ibe would have become good. Laces. I think Jordan Ibe could have became something great if he had the right people around him, meaning mates, the wrong kind, and doing silly things, women, drinking, etc. Then lost all his confidence for years and mental health issues. Good to see he's back playing well now. Whatever happened to that lad? What's his name? Woodburn and Brewster. Do you ever remember them two? And another lad's a Dutch lad named Hoover. And it was, oh, these are great. These are going to be great. And you know, I seen that Brewster. I said, no, he's not. And Woodburn was a little scout. I said, no, he's not. That's fucking good enough. Unless we want to go back to the fucking Roy Rogers fucking... not the Roy Rogers, the Roy Hodgson period. Okay, now. Oh, I can't get comfortable anymore, you know. And Stephen... Itchy nose means a derby. I hope so. McAteer is a fit to white McDermott bum. It's like comparing Rolf Harris to pick. Oh, fuck. So tomorrow, don't forget, I'm not doing a watch along. I'm sorry. And I won't be doing a pre-match either, post-match, because people will just go straight on to the next match. That's why all these fucking changes. I'm changing. I have to change my routine through the week now. Unfortunately, I mightn't be doing any more history shows because of all the fucking games that are being played. So I might have to reschedule lots. I'll only be doing a couple of. I'll be doing other watch-alongs, not the Everton game though. Not the Everton game. I'll only be doing like a couple of sports shows during the week. Because it's no use me, you know, what I'll do. I'm a great Liverpool fan. I followed them every fucking way. But history's my game. That's what my profession was. And I love literature as well. I used to teach it. So I might be able to do that. I might be able to do that because of the matches. People just start watching matches, football. And I want to go live, you know, because I'd like to read out your comments. That's what this pod's all about, reading out your comments, because you come out with some great comments, just like tonight. No matter what subject. But, you know, let's be honest. If I was doing the history of literature, for example, how many of you should tune in if there's a fucking match on? Know what I mean? So I might have to leave it until IBR says Woodburn, Brewster, Mislovsky, Gordon, massive height but didn't cut it. Yeah. K. Gordon, is that? Yeah, I mentioned in it. And there was all these shirts hanging up. I'm sure it was the Barcelona game, you know. And there's a fella named Masterson. I said, who the fuck's that? I've never heard of him. Masterson. His name was up there on the back of his shirt, hanging up in the dressing room. Unless someone could fill me in and tell me who he was. I always thought, says Toscana, they should have put up a statue. Only winds it, Toscana. I can see the smoke coming out of your ears. Jeez. In a McAtee like that. Best of mates. And Barry says, too much, Frank. Miss some games. Keep the history show. It's not like yeah. It just reminded me there. Monday the history, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Barry. Jason McAtee, a total legend for his head and shoulders telly. I don't even know it. Does he do that? says Stephen Booth. You have to keep the history one, Frank. One of my favourites, that says Lee. Oh, thank you. And Barry as well. Thank you. Oh, the Snapey's going. Got to get off now. Good night, one and all. Up the mighty red man. Here's to a resounding Derby win tomorrow. Thank you, Stephen. Stephen Snapey. He came to see me, once. And he said, when I first moved to Liverpool, he has his address, and he was walking along the road. And he asked this fella, he said, and he mentions a building, Frost. And he went like that. It's off Frost Building, the street. And the fellow went like, oh, you can't miss it, mate. It's just by Iceland. He said, I thought he was taking the piss. I didn't like to say anything. He said, I was in Liverpool. He said, I don't know the fucking humour of them. Anyway, a pair of us are laughing our heads off in there. Honestly. That's funny the way he said it. I thought he was taking the piss. The Frost Building by Iceland. You can't miss it. But he says, why don't you do a post-match show instead of a watch-along? You had to keep your history show. It's your speciality. Says, but see, excuse me. As I said, Barry, if I do, if I do a post-match tomorrow, I said, didn't I? People will just switch. They'll just go straight on to the next match. And that's what was worrying me. I'm seeing Jason tomorrow. No, I'm not seeing him next week. And I'm putting forward all this. I don't want to do what was suggested to me, like do a pre-recorded history show. I said no, because I like to read out the comments. I said I'm the only one who does it. Anyone can do pre-recorded ones. If you do a live one, it's coming out live. You can edit pre-recorded, if you know what I mean, and get fucking scripts up. All right then, Barry, I'll do that. A Jay Spearing statue next to Dunfer. IBR. Better behave yourself. Send the boys around. I'll send the boys. Crazy. I thought Slot was going to play Jay Spearing in the last game of the season as a thank you for helping out a lot with the under-21s. What if he became our next manager or one of the backroom staff? Do you think that could be in a little pipeline? That's why he's working with them. Think about it. Salute. Toscana thinks Barry's right. Thumbs up. All right, Sneepy, says Barry. So you see, I'll be doing the thing tomorrow, the film review. Gotta tell you about this film I watched today. And I wanted to turn it off. I could have easily just spun it right across, see the end. But you missed the plot, if you know what I mean. Fuck. But there's a couple of actors in it, and you go, seen him in things. I've seen him in things as well. Know what I mean? It's my old mate, Francis Lawton, Frankie Lawton. Great musician, this fella, plays in America and everywhere. Plays in America. The Yanks want him. Moyes comments. He has a problem with Liverpool being the best run club in the UK. Liverpool sold up to 300 million worth of players this summer. If you take that figure from what LFC have spent this summer, it breaks it down to LFC actually spent 150 million. That's a very average spend for any big average, a big average spend for any big ambitious club. Moyes sounds jealous and envious. He never said of that before. His club played Man City, Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal, etc. Nasty little man. And he speaks to me. Absolutely. Absolutely. Frank Lawton, Big Red, season ticket holder. And we've got the same vibes as well about the owners, because we've been going on fucking years about why can't we spend? Especially when Klopp was in charge. We were saying at the time we won the league, no one came in. We got no one. We won the Champions League. No one came in. And we were saying, why haven't we bought in? Why haven't we strengthened it? The amount of money that was made. See, Liverpool, believe it or not, has always been a sell-to-buy club under the owners. But if you say that now, you go, oh, they're great. The owners are great. Look what they've done. But Frank Lawton and myself don't want that. Albeit we disagree on other political things. Frank, you have to do a watch along tomorrow. You're a lucky omen. I told you, honest, Stephen, please listen. I was in the Kenny Dalglish stand. And it was before it was named the Dalglish stand, by the way. And I was looking. I was on the top tier. I was listening like that. And I said, I knew the fella who was next to me. I said, what are they singing? What are they chanting? He said, murderers. And doing the gestures. And I went, the fucking lot. And I walked up, at the end of it. Walked out. Said, that's it, no more. I won't watch a fucking thing. I will watch it. But I won't watch. Honestly, I could end up fucking smashing something in here. I don't want to be associated with them. I really don't. Chelsea are the same. Remember when they first came to Liverpool? Not the first time. The first time they started showing the money. And it was a £10 note. Does anybody remember that? Then it went up to £20 note. Then it went up to a £50 note. I always wrote to Liverpool, you know. I said, ban them. Ban them. And anyone who chants about Hillsborough, ban them. Ban everyone who puts bad comments up about always the victim and all that. I fucking hate that. And calling us bin dippers in your Liverpool fucking slums. That's why I won't watch any fucking of them. I forget what match I was watching. And they were fucking singing about us. It wasn't, we weren't playing, it was fucking some just an ordinary fucking match. And they were singing about us. Feed the Scousers or something. And that's the sad indictment about us. And what we have to put through. And I wrote to the club, I said, fucking ban them all. Fucking ban them, give them to give all their seats to us. Because we can't get tickets. And someone says, well, great idea that, but we'll just go to fucking corporals as usual. Yeah. Can't eat crisp butties anymore. I had a fetish for crisp butties. Didn't I? Remember when I told you? But it's like the side of my mouth, so the roof of my mouth, my tongue, ripped to pieces. That 12:30 kick-off is a pain, says Barry. I'm not telling you what you what you should do, Frank. You should. No. You just wouldn't get the chance to reply to everyone. Sky Movies spoiler for you. True enough, you know, I have gone through live pods where I've had to go right down. And it's only when I'm with someone. If someone's here, you know, call. Like Anthony, for example. Couldn't get all the things in. You get very tired, says Barry. Well, tomorrow, say, look, I'll be doing a TV and film review. And imagine if I was doing a watch it, I'd be doing that. And then a post-match. And, you know, it could go right through. And I'd be knackered. Really. I don't eat before I come on here, you know. Because if I ate, I go all lethargic. It's even, honestly, when I was working and doing lectures, I never ever ate any lunch. I always had a cup of tea until I got home. And sometime, honestly, sometime, I used to go on. Then if I had a night class, after my day class, I wouldn't have a tea or nothing. I might have, you know, a quarter of a, you know, half a sandwich, quartered. one of them, and then going to the night class because I just fall asleep. Even when I did coach tours around the city and up to Liverpool Castle at Rivington Pike, never it. And stuff like that. It's always been like that. Stephen Booth. Oh, did I read out that thing then? I can't see those little gifs, you know, the emojis. I don't know what half of them mean. I've reported people on social media about the vile Hillsborough comments, but not once have the posters been banned, says to. Of course. I was putting on someone's post today, honestly. And this fucking Russophobe, fucking arsehole. Americans, you know, so these are all Americans. You know, it's off. So it says FFS. Where's your facts about that? I know Russian friends personally. You can't get out of Russia because of the fucking ban that von der Leyen put on everybody. I said they were great people, been on my show. And they've never once said what you're a fucking employer, you prat. And they banned the comment. It says FFS. Do you want to ban a fucking big list of fucking things? And I only put it on. Be gentle and red. Be nice. But it's all right, sir. I'll tell you what he said. This fucking fella. He put a little list. Remember when I spoke about the axis of evil? Iran. North Korea. China. Russia. These are the countries that you can't criticize or you go to jail. I just wish I could get Jason to bring up. I had this lovely girl, Russian girl, perfect English, international interpreter. And I was saying about, restrictions in Russia, whatever. This is before the SMO. And I said, is there any ever restrictions about freedom of speech? She said, no. You can say anything. She said, we do have papers, out there. And, if you want to criticise, you can write to them all. If you want to criticise the government or whatever. And it gets published. I said, so nothing happens? She said, no, why? It's freedom of speech. We believe in freedom of speech. And I had two journalists on with me. Two good fellas as well. I know them well. And they said exactly the same. They were sitting there. They said, yeah, the most restricted country on the planet for freedom of speech. And they just said America. That was then. That was a few years ago. Fucking shocking what they come out, the Russophobes. But they just come out with these axes of evil. And I gave them a great comment. I said, I want your facts about that. Where's your facts? Is it CNN you're getting it off? Is it the Western media you're getting it off? Is it your warmongering Senate and fucking Congress you're getting it off? Lindsey Graham you're getting it off? All these fucking prats. You see? Just think of fucking no one. But anyway, it wasn't put on. It was deleted. Oh, Leader Whiz Kid. Big old Frank and chatting Reds. What happened to you? Where have you been? And Barry said, Frank, put some spam on your pudding. Maybe you talk a lot of spam. IBR to Toscana, two-tier policing at its finest. I'm back, Franco, says Callum. And Toscana to IBR. I know, I used to bite my tongue, but don't anymore. I've been banned for less. So anyway, I'm going to finish. I hope you don't mind. And if you want to join me in the morning for these wonderful films, oh, fucking. But there are a couple of good ones, by the way. Excuse me. And Callum says, what's the lineup prediction? I'll go Alisson, Frimpong, Konate, Van Dijk, Kerkez, Jones, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Wirtz, Ekitike, Salah. So what you're doing, you're leaving out Isak. Is that so, you know, he gets over the pain from playing like 60 minutes, wasn't it? Unless he's come through that pain barrier. Unless, you know, should have seen me the other day picking up something. I can't bend down, you know. But anyway, I bent down and I picked this. It's only a little fucking thing, and I picked it up. And my knees were giving away. But my knees the next day. Do you know when you've done something, say like you pick up a weight and you did that for about 20 minutes, like, you know, and you've never done that in your life, you know, and put it down. Next day you're bound to get like these pains, aren't you? That's what I was like with my little knees. So I feel sorry for myself sometimes. Johan. Good evening, Frank and Legend. Apologies, I'm late. Was out with the lads, were you? We'll be replaying the shot. No, you're all right, honest. So you missed nothing. You'd only missed Chase Spearham was on with us. Cracking lad. He was talking about his, his time playing at Liverpool, coming on against Real Madrid. He said, the greatest experience I had. And he said, do you ever remember that when I went right through them and shot it and hit the bar? And I said, yeah. He said, if only that would have gone in. That would have been the greatest goal I would have ever scored. I said, I know that. Yeah, Chase Spear. He's just gone. Hope you smash Moyes' Everton tomorrow. Horrible manager. No, he's a Man United fan. But who do you blame for him for coming to Man United? Hey, and it was Ferguson, the Messiah. Okay, now. Not only that, Johan, I can't make out the Evertonians. No disrespect to your club, but say like Slot. No, not fuck Slot. Say Jürgen went to Man United. He'd never be looked at again. That would be it. Every Liverpool fan would finish with it. Every fan. And he left Everton. Moyes. Then got the sack from Man U because he was fucking crap. And went somewhere, got the sack there. And went somewhere, got the sack there, got the sack there. Went somewhere at West Ham, got the fucking sack there because he was crap. And Everton said, "You want to come back to us?" He went, "Yeah. I love Everton." And they fucking took him back. Sorry. Another jolly good spiffing show, old chap, says IBR. Thank you, IBR. I've got a fucking pain. You know, one of them little pains you get, it like a little tingle in your throat and your tooth. Fucking hell. Isak will get kicked like hell, rather you go run them. Yeah. Yeah. But so will Lekatike. Buonanotte and grazie Franco and chatters up the Reds, says the lovely Tosca. I think Bella Italia's fell out with me, so never mind. Doesn't bother me. Tell her. Doesn't fucking bother me. Ekatike, Isak, what a strike option. What a striker option we have now, best since Russian camp. Nice one, Frank, lad, says Stephen Booth. See you in Uncle Sam's. That's so Gollum to look at. Do you remember that? Them Evertonians love Man United. He bends over for them, says Cal. And Johan says, they surprised me as well. Remember, they welcomed Rooney back with open arms as well, after he burnt bridges, yeah. Weird fan base, yeah. Yeah. It's the way it is. Do you reckon that Rashford see the goals he scored against Barca? No, against Newcastle for Barca. Two of the best goals. Did you ever see that for United? I don't know. And do you think we want him back? We want Marcus back. I wonder if he'd go back. Franco went, oh, Bell. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that. So sorry. I'm so sorry. But it was after that prick. That other prick. He caused murder twice now. Well, he'll never be coming back here again. because he said that you're all the problem if you don't agree with me. It's their problem. Fuck off. Have a good one, Frank. Up the Reds. Let's paint the city red again. Yes. I'll see you in the morning if you want to join me. I know why Johan will, because he suffers from hangovers, especially being out with the lads. Being out with the lads. And he'll be up bright and early tomorrow morning. He's got a parrot. He's got a parrot. And he lets us out in the park. And he's got a little leash on it. And he pulls it back. And puts it back in the cage. Or sometimes on his shoulder. Depends if there's many cats around. And Johan says, I don't want him back, but it's great to see him perform well. He's a good player, but he lost his way. Nice change of scene for us. Yeah, that's a cracking comment, though. It really is. Lovely. Lovely and straightforward. It's like Trent with us. You know, I feel sorry for Trent, I really do. But he did it the wrong way. He did it the wrong way. Because it's another story. So I'm going to end on that. Just want to thank this lot, Gap Painting Services, for sponsoring the Frank Carlyle podcast. 5-star customer rating, fully insured, fully time saved. Please get them in. If you've got elderly parents, tell them to get them in. If they want decorating, they get a special discount. NHS workers, get them in. Special discount. These are the boys. Let them in. They do what you want, bang, and they're out. Leave your house gleaming. That's Gap Painting Services. They are the first class. I'm not just saying that because they sponsor. You know, the bouncers say, you're only saying that because, no, honestly, they are. I didn't know them. Got them in to do a little job for me. We're in and out. They painted that, you see. And they painted me castle. Yeah. And Barry says, Rashford would do an Isak. CW. Thank you, Frank. See you in the morning. A little off topic. Have you ever been to London, mate? Been to Wembley a few times. And I mean quite a few times. Stayed over. Went to the School of Economics. So have I ever been to London? I used to stay in a place called Billericay. Now you should know that if you're a Londoner. I used to stay in a place called Billericay. Commute to London. Yes. I've been many a times. And even when I wasn't down there, when Liverpool were getting to all these mad finals, used your tube loads of times. Loads of times. Well, thank you for asking, RHK. Now, you're a Red. I see. So you must be a Londoner. We don't mind where we come from. We're a great, big, lovely family fan base. And on that wonderful note, I'll have to leave it till tomorrow morning with the film and TV where everything goes. Cheers, people. Thank you so much. Ciao. Ciao, Bella. Ci vediamo. A domani. Mattina. Ciao.